Hello everybody, hope you're doing well and welcome to the first video of Tuesday. Now, do bear in mind, Kabam were off yesterday because there was some sort of bank holiday, I think. So if you're hoping for some sort of like new information and things, Kabam ain't going to give it because, you know, they're on holiday. But I wanted to do a video which is going to follow up on the conversation of Ascension. Now, as you know, I posted a video on Saturday about the idea of Hercules getting the Ascension, but I wanted to get a bit more kind of like into it a bit more kind of like deep dive into certain things, because the more you look at it, more things start to kind of peel back the mask, and there's some stuff that could be good and could be bad about Ascension. So I want to go over what the negative is and then talk about the positive, because there's a lot of positives for this, but the negative is it looks to me that Kabam are less than likely to bring in champions up to 7-star like Hercules, even bring up champions that are 5-star up to 6-star like Quake. And I think is Magic another champion that isn't like one of these champions brought up for whatever reason. And it kind of feels like that is maybe like in the future, like Kabam will do like 1-2 years into the future, go, we'll just bring them up to 6-star. Because Ascension is essentially this kind of method of bridging a gap and making Kabam less than likely to bring champions up further to that 7-star mark. You know, it's going to be interesting which champions get that 7-star thumbs up and nod to bring them up. But at this particular time, there's a lot of weird things kind of like going on. And even if you watch the live stream, which is this one here, that this particular information is from, I'll put a link in the description. I rewatched it back, and something being said is that there's going to be a new type of thing happening in the game later on this year. The person, I think he's called Kabam John, or just John, or so, or whatever it is, so that there's something coming. They can't announce it, but it's basically the reason that Kabam have had to rush forward 7 stars and progression up further, but they won't reveal it until later this year. But it's the next kind of progression type thing for champions. No idea what that's all about, but you know, we're on the crazy Kabam ship, so we'll find out more about that. But let's talk about the positives and what Ascension can really do for a champion, and some other stuff as well. So the reason I'm making this video is to go over a subject of who would be decent candidates to bring up as Ascended champions. Those rank 5 champions, rank 5 6-stars that could benefit from, in the early stages, that Ascension, because they won't be getting that 7-star nod anytime soon. And something that was interesting is that the person from Kabam said that the equivalent of a rank 5 6-star Ascended is the equivalent to a rank 2 7-star. The further thing that got me interested in doing a video on this particular topic and kind of expanding on what I said on Saturday was that these champions that you ascend will get, of course, increased hero rating, whatever obviously that is going to be. I assume it's going to be with the champion rating. But then the plus 22% attack rating and plus 22% health could be very important to a champion. So here's a cool little example of Ascension in works based on that 22%, assuming it's across the board and every champion that gets Ascended gets it. So this particular Overseer on screen is a rank 2 7-star version at 200 signature and has an attack rating of 4,875. My own Overseer, which I have at 200 signature, which you can see on screen right now, this is a 565, which if I ascend for whatever reason, I'm probably not, but this is an example, is currently at 4,440. So of course there's a difference. The rank 2 7-star has more attack rating to my 4,400. So further interesting elements to all of this is the following. If I indeed kind of like add in the 22%, the 22% increase will see that my attack rating of my 6-star version will go up to 5,380. Even more interesting, if I then add in that 22% and change my health pool, which you can see on screen, my health pool is 54,000 health. I then add the initial one, which is 54527. It will then go up to 66,523 health overall. And I'm assuming this calculator is correct. Obviously, I wanted to save myself as much time as possible. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because still then, even though the health would be lower, it's the attack that's the thing that's going to matter overall. But I think it's going to matter more when it comes to things like burst damage, debuff damage, and buffs helping out with increasing that damage. If it's a utility champion, it's a bit of a difference of opinion on how that would in essence benefit. But for those champions that are all-out damage merchants, with those buffs, with the cosmic champions, with debuffs, with the lines of mutants, skills, and whatever champions, it's still interesting to note that that extra damage could be key at the end of the day. The same's going to be so important when it comes to defensive-based options. A lot of people I know will throw on Sasquatch in order to slow down the play of a Battlegrounds fight. And as well, yeah, it can be really annoying to know that you're going to have to face off against a champion that is a rank 2 7-star with potentially 91,800 health. That doesn't sound too nice, does it? But again, same principle would be, okay, well, let's have a look at the rise of the health. We got 6-star rank 2 version right here. We go to the little calculator. We then put into the calculator that number. That's 75,422. And it brings it up to 92,000 health. Let's have a look at the 7-star rank 2 version, which you can see on screen is 91,000. Does that mean it's more? Yeah, it's more. So there we go. That's interesting to know. Look, it's not going to mean that you're, what, like the 7-star rank 2 is going to be weaker to the other one. I'm sure people would still opt for, if they have the opportunity, to 200 signature rank to their 7-star Sasquatch if they used it on offense. Not a lot of people I know do that still, but a lot of people do seem to rotate the champion into a Battlegrounds defensive element, which I think is another important thing as well. The same thing could be said for the likes of Korg. A lot of people love to use Korg on defense on Battlegrounds. I've recently got a Korg, which is weird because, getting that champion to 6-star has been very difficult. But, that does give the rise to the option, the idea, and the thought process of putting that in as an Ascended champion as a defensive option. I'm not encouraging you to do it because I know a lot of people will choose offensive-based champions to go and, improve their attack. And let's face it, a lot of you would like to use the Hercules. A lot of people will do Hercules. I probably will do Hercules. Kabam have probably encouraged everybody to do Hercules because, well, I don't think they've encouraged it willfully, but that could be an option. But also there could be some other options. Now here's the thing. You'll look to certain champions for this particular Ascension, which are, and as I said at the start of the video, champions that are less than likely to be in the 7-star pool now or in a Titan one for a while. So if you're saying to yourself, I'd really love to kind of see a 7-star Doctor Doom, a 7-star Hercules, as we mentioned, a 7-star Apocalypse, 7-star Kitty Pryde, then this is the time where you need to make those decisions and go, okay, well, is Kabam actually willing to put in some of these champions? It is less than likely. I mean, it's more than likely than putting in the likes of Wiccans, your Colossuses, which they have done, your Spots, your Guillotine 2099s, which again they have. Like, go down the list. Like, Corvus Glaives, hardly likely, and that could be another option. Your Penny Parkers could be in there. Champions that don't do an extensive amount of damage, in theory, yes they do, but what I'm saying is they're not kind of like in that kind of god tier, overused, overhyped type category. So you're going to look to the likes of your Doctor Dooms. You're going to look towards the likes of, well, as I said, Corvuses. You're probably going to look towards things like Cosmic Ghost Rider. All those particular champions can do a rapid amount of damage or high ceiling of damage very, very quickly on rotation. So that's the thing that really interests me. I think that the Ascension is going to be worth doing some of those champions that, are less likely to go up. You Cosmic Ghost Riders. Maybe even Kingpin. But to be honest, I'm not sure about that one. I feel that has a greater chance to kind of... Actually, is that being announced? I think that's been announced, isn't it, for a Crystal? In any case, maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. But it's definitely the likes of your Hercules and your god tier champions. I mean, I'd like to see Apocalypse. I really would as a 7-star, but I don't think it's going to be in at the earliest sections. It's probably going to be in the latter points of it, if it is anything. But it's definitely a contender to be that, because if you're looking for a greater ceiling of some of these champions past the rank 5 territory, and as well, I think one of the main things is competing with others and having these kind of really cool options. 7-star Quicksilver, we're going to see it. I don't know with that. there's a lot of doubts. There's a lot of doubts. I also thought it was good to do a video like this because we are 1 month away from you having access to rank 5, not rank 5ing, you ascending or having the ability to ascend one champion. You may be able to rank 5 a champion now, or you may be not, but you may be making that kind of early decision, early doors to go, okay, well, I would like to ascend a champion. It may take a long time. I want to make a decision. I've got to make it right. So I think it's important to remind you watching this right now is start thinking about these particular decisions, but also look at things at what Kabam have provided, their little kind of like graph, which is, where is it? I'm just going to get this on screen. So this one right here, so this one here, to kind of illustrate the point of it. Now, depending if you're able to do some lower champions to kind of like ascend up, look, it's going to make a difference to different players wherever they are in the game. For me personally, this is all about the 7-star, the 6-star rank 5 ascending, and then looking at the 7-star rank 2 kind of crossover. And it's something that is I'm really strongly thinking about now. And as I said, you're going to have to really think about these god tiers at 5-star, at 6-star rank 5. Well, the same thing with lower players and who they're ascending. But you've got to start thinking now. You've got to think about some of the champions that may not be logically put in the 7-star pool for the foreseeable year. It would be good if Kabam announced a further pool, so you didn't make that kind of bad decision about ranking up ascending up a 6-star. But you know, that's Kabam. They'll wait and they'll probably monetize this Ascension thing to a little bit down the line. But we all know what to play. We know the game. We know the game. But yeah, start thinking now. I think it's very important. I hope you enjoyed this video with some stats and info. Check out some other content located on screen. Have a lovely day, whatever you're doing, and bye bye for now.